Many people in Zimbabwe love cricket, and Zimbabwe is one of the highest ranked teams in Africa when it comes to the world of cricket. I am here at the home of Zimbabwean cricket, which is Harare Sports Club, as we interact with the fans and getting to know what's happening in the state affairs of ZIMCRICKET. Follow me. Zimbabwe has many cricket supporters, and today I'm going to meet some of the loyal fans of cricket as we discuss about cricket things and all the good memories that cricket have. Jens, welcome. How are you?
I'm good.
When did you start supporting cricket?
I started supporting cricket seriously, I think 2003.
2003.
2003.
And you?
I wouldn't say I've got an exact date because I think it was born in me because I played cricket in primary, high school, college, so I think it was born in me.
Okay. And then maybe I would want to ask, why cricket, not rugby, not soccer, not netball, or any other sporting activities we may talk of?
I love sports generally, but obviously cricket is my number one sport. I think when we hosted the World Cup, it was just love at first sight.
Okay.
I fell in love with the game and I said, I love the game.
All right.
I said to myself and told myself, I felt at home. I felt comfortable within the cricketing circles, watching cricket, getting to know it. You know, coming from a humble background where I didn't have much exposure to cricket. So the first time I just had exposure, I just fell in love with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then why not other sports?
Generally, I was born a sportsman. I played cricket, I played rugby, I played hockey growing up, but eventually I became too good at cricket more than anything else. So that's the reason why I started supporting cricket more than anything else. I had my own role models that I looked up to, so I had to learn the craft from them. So eventually I started watching cricket more than any other sport.
So talking of both local or international people, who would you say is the best player when it comes to the world of cricket? Let me start with you, Marvin.
No, I have to be biased towards Mdara Hamilton Masakadza.
Yes.
He's my best player, you know. Arguably one of the best players Zimbabwe has ever produced. When you look at his statistics, he's amongst the top 5 best batsmen in Zimbabwe across all formats. And also he holds various records. For example, he is the youngest player to score a century on debut. He was 16 when he scored the century, first class century, and 17 for Zimbabwe, Hamilton Masakadza. And when you go to the international arena, I gotta go with David Warner. Yeah, though controversial, but I like his style.
Oh, you
he's
like
swashbuckling, you know, he's aggressive, he puts everything in the game. When he's batting, when he's fielding, I just like his hunger.
Okay.
Despite his controversies, I know if you remember, he was banned for a year, I think, because of the sandpaper gate. But despite his shortcomings, I love the guy.
Okay.
I would go with Sachin Tendulkar. I think he's arguably the best ever to ever play the game. So I would rather go with him than anyone else on any day. Then locally, growing up, I saw Ray Price more, and I loved how much he bowled. He was aggressive. He was cunning, sort of. Then currently, I think I would go with Regis Chakavu. He's maturing as a player, and I'm seeing he's becoming more fearless, and he's scoring runs, as we can all see. So I'll go with Regis Chakavu currently.
So let me take you back to the good old days of the Shovels. What memories do you have of them? Maybe years back, days back, months back?
The good old days.
Yes, good old days.
I think I'll go back to the 1999
Oh.
World Cup.
Okay.
Which was hosted in England, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think when we qualified for the Super 6, I think the sweetest moment of it all was when we beat South Africa. Remember we beat India, but I think what was sweeter when we beat South Africa is because of the rivalry that we have as neighbors. You know, it's the Limpopo Derby. It's always sweeter when you beat your neighbors, you know.
So, I'm curious to know, 1999, you're already watching cricket?
I had to go revisit. I had to revisit. When I got introduced to cricket, I had to revisit.
Okay.
And actually get acquainted to the game.
Okay.
That's when I got acquainted to the likes of Neil Johnson, Stuart Callis, and the Henry Olongas and what. So I think that was a sweet moment for us, and I hope we'll get back to those days again, especially with South Africa. It's been quite a long time since we last beat them. I think I will enjoy and savor the moment if we are to repeat those feats.
Okay. And then, Will, what is your best memories that you still have of the Chevrons back in the days, the good old days?
I think the first match that comes to mind is Zimbabwe's tour of India 2001. India had posted 274 batting first, and we were down about 210 for 8. And at that moment you just say the game is gone. But in walked Douglas Marilla. He took the game by the scruff of the neck. In 3 overs time, it was 250 for 8. A young Taibu was there helping him. He fell for, I think, was it 13, 14. Then from there onwards, the now Lady Chevrons coach, Gary Brent, came in, he held his end, and we won the match by a single wicket.
Cherishable moments we have raised here with the fans of cricket as they were talking about the good old days of the Chevrons. Growing up, I used to know of the great exploits that you would have on both local and international set stage. We continue our discussion right out of the break as we look at the ZIMCRICKET state affairs, as well as be talking of junior and women cricket. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Tapiwa Nashet Willow Mangwiro. I was born for sport, but I love cricket and I am a fan of Africa.
Welcome back, and I'm still chilling with Willow and Marvin. And earlier on, Willow shared emotional memories that he has of the Chevrons. And right about now, we are talking about the current affairs of the Zimbabwean cricket as we get to know what exactly is happening in the world of cricket. So, Marvin and Willow, can we talk of the current affairs of ZIMCRICKET right now?
Personally, I wouldn't say it's where we want it to be as fans. But credit to the guys, they're trying. I would say so. The domestic circuit has improved very much, and we credit it to the guys, the ZC board. Recently, we have seen that we are now having a 5-day domestic game, something we have never seen. We usually used to just having the 5 franchises playing against each other and it's over. But now we split the country into 2, the Southerners and the Northerners. We have another game of the best performers of the league. I think it motivates the players. That it really gives the players the motivation to want to be part of the Northerners or the Southerners. So I think we are in the right direction. But I think we really need to move past the senior franchise guys. We also need to look at other setups. We used to have franchise Bs. I think the B sides need to come back for the other guys who are in the fringes to play more. We have the Kudamnyedes who are usually at the fringes, but they never come into play.
I think we are stable. We are not yet there, but I think we are making the right steps towards attaining something good with the Zimbabwean cricket. For example, we are seeing the blooding in of youngsters consistently, which we haven't been doing consistently in the past 10 years. For example, we've seen the coming in of Dion Myers, the coming in of Tadiwanashe Marumane. Recently, for the Sri Lankan tour, we saw Clive Madande being thrown into the team. Also to mention the likes of Wesley Madebere, Milton Shumba. That's a good thing to see some youngsters coming into the team, and that's a good thing. But however, I still believe that there's room for improvement, and we need the Zimbabwean Cricket Board needs to really invest into grassroots cricket to safeguard the continuation of cricket. We need to have structures from grassroots level up until the international level so that cricket continues to grow. And also, I believe cricket is still regarded in Zimbabwe as an elitist sport.
Yeah.
It's still regarded as an elitist sport. There are some 4 corners of Zimbabwe that do not know about cricket, and there are schools also that do not play about cricket. I think we should do more the cricketing fraternity should do more. Those that are responsible should do more in making sure that cricket reaches all the four corners of Zimbabwe and that others have the exposure. Because I'm sure we have talent in Zimbabwe. But because cricket is not really being spread towards all the corners of Zimbabwe. So if we are to invest in that, I'm sure we can have the next Hamilton Masakadza, we can have the next Tatenda Taibus, we can even have the next Blessing Zarabani.
So can we talk of the development? How best can we attain that as cricket in Zimbabwe?
You know, it's something that has been done before. Like I said before that I used to play cricket. I didn't know about cricket, but ZC used to give schools coaches back then, back in the early 2000s. If you know of the partnership with Macro back then, they would sponsor the nets, the pitch, and the coaches would have at least one coach per province who goes around the schools. So it's something that has been done before. We are not asking about something that we have never seen, but we're just saying if we can replicate something similar to that, then I think development would be very easy to achieve.
So talking of the issue of appointing new things, we can talk of our captain. And do you think he is that person we need for our ZIMCRICKET to actually
Before
go
he
for?
answers,
Yes.
I would say that he's biased because he's a Tuskers fan, so he's going to be biased.
No, I'll try. Let me be fair. I'm not going to be biased.
Yes.
Yeah. With Craig Haven, you know, he's a cool, calm, and collected guy. You know, I think he's the right guy right now to lead the Chevrons.
Are we saying this as a friend?
No, I'm saying this as a fan who loves Zimbabwe cricket and who wants to see Zimbabwe cricket thriving.
Yeah.
I think he's the best guy right now. You know why?
Why?
One, he's got the necessary experience. He's been in the game for quite a long time now.
yes.
He's experienced and he's cool.
Yes.
Like I said, he's calm and collected. I'm sure he brings harmony in the dressing rooms and the way he nurtures the youngsters and stuff. He's a cool lad. He's well liked within the cricketing circles. So his experience is invaluable. So I think that was a good appointment with Craig Haven, and also with Regis Chakava as his assistant. Those are experienced guys, and we need experience. We need calming influences, but also I have an issue though. I felt we needed to see maybe a youngster coming in to deputize. So for the sake of continuation, so that the youngsters learn from those who have seen it all.
So talking of worldwide players, you know, most of them, they are prey to scandals, and we cannot mention scandals without mentioning the issue of Brandon Taylor and Heath. Do you honestly think that these kind of scandals affect our teams or affect our nation at large?
Well, when you talk about the scandals that rocked Zimbabwe cricket recently, I'm disheartened. I feel it's a quagmire of epic proportions for a game. So it's disheartening for us, the fans, to find out that these guys were involved in match fixing. The scars that match fixing leaves, you can't heal them. The damage is catastrophic. Not only does it damage the brand of Zimbabwean cricket, but finances of Zimbabwean cricket. Because I tell you, when it comes to sponsorship, no one wants to be associated with match fixing.
Exactly.
When I talk of emotions, the 2018 qualifiers come into play when we lost against UAE, who are minnows in the cricketing world. We lost in dubious circumstances.
You know, it brings one situation where we all become sad. I think I will have to let an in-house secret here. My friend here, during the qualifiers, we are laughing about it, but during the time, you know, we're just there by the Castle Corner. That's our home base. He left there. That was the first ever day we knew that he had a blood pressure problem because of the game.
Yes.
The loss was so huge that we have a friend who had to be carried home by his wife.
Okay, can we talk of such emotional or traumatic experience of when a fan gets to be carried home, maybe my friends and stuff like that? What exactly will be happening? Remember, I invested my feelings to that.
We all dream of going to the World Cup.
Yeah.
You know us as the Castle Corner. We're already singing songs about going to the UK, you know, and letting the dream slip through your fingers, you know, it's and you can't do anything about it. That's the worst thing that you can do. And you know, yes, the loss was very devastating, but the coming in of the news of match fixing, you will never know. Was the game fixed? Was it not? Because you know, we during the course of the tournament, we had a lineup that was working. Come the last day, they changed the lineup, they changed betting positions, and we lose. And 2-3 years later, that the coach is associated with match fixing.
Okay.
You know what? Match fixing is that bad because one, it takes the vital cog of sport, which is unpredictability. You know, that's why we love sport. It's unpredictable. Unlike entertainment, where we watch movies. If you watch a Steven Seagal, a Jackie Chan movie, or
You
the
already
Black
know the
Panthers,
outcome.
you
already
don't know the
yes,
outcome.
yes.
But with sport, it's the unpredictability, you know, that keeps the adrenaline high.
Thank you so much for highlighting a lot of issues from there. You know, sadly, as fans, there is nothing we can do when it comes to the issue of matches and who plays and who doesn't play. And as you have seen, that there are a lot of emotions that comes with the players when they are getting onto the court. But with time, I know it will be addressed. My name is Christian Kwaramba. We'll be right back after this as we discuss more on the issue of cricket in Zimbabwe. Welcome back. You are watching Fans of Africa. You know, earlier on we talked about the state of ZIMCRICKET. We also mentioned the history that we have with the chevrons. But no, it doesn't always get to the issue of the third part. We all have hope and we all have good news. So can we now talk of what our nation holds when it comes to the issue of ZIMCRICKET? Do you honestly think there is hope after all these scandals, after all this match fixing and stuff like that? Is there any hope for our chevrons?
The hope is there. I would say the hope is there. We go back to the recent series in Sri Lanka. It was a loss that took us by surprise, you know, but we can take many positives from it. Yes, we lost, but if you look at the scores that we posted, so we are above the pass score at every game. What we just need right now is the confidence, self-belief. Because if you can bet like that, and sometimes you can bowl them out, it means that you can do it on a regular basis. So it's the belief. I think I would look back to the coaching staff and say they need to instill the fearless mentality into the players. They have it. They just need to be backed up. You know, I think as fans, we always say the problem with the team was the chopping around of players. You play two, you're out. So at the end of the day, the players end up playing for their own sake, so that he plays the next game. But as we saw in Sri Lanka, they were very free. They were enjoying the game. The spirit was different. So I think it comes back to confidence.
Yeah.
They just need to be confident. They just need to believe in themselves. And if they do that, we are good to go.
So you talked about consistency and the confidence. You know, talking back of the issue of the match that we played against Sri Lanka, which we lost 2-1. What were the major loopholes that were there that you think are supposed to be addressed or maybe rectified?
I think it's just to come to on-field decisions. When especially we lost, it was because of the fielding.
Yeah. I think it's, you know, we might say everything else, but we'll come back to the issue of confidence. We had dropped catches. It's an issue of not believing in your own self that you can do it, that you're now at the international stage and you can do it. And I think with Takudzwa Nashekaitano, I think if he can convert those stats, he starts very, very well. He gives you those 20s, 30s, but can he convert them to those 50s, 60s? And we come back to Wesley. I know he's a youngster, but many greats posted good scores at a young age. So if we can take those 60s, 70s into hundreds, then we are over the line.
And also, not to give it as an excuse to the players, though. You know, the way that we lost the third match was dismal.
Yeah.
Was dismal. But sometimes we have to cut them slack also. You know why? these guys are they're playing under the floodlights. They played under the floodlights. It's a different scenario altogether. Here in Zimbabwe, we don't have floodlights.
Okay.
So I think the onus is on ZC to install floodlights here at Harare Sports Club, Zimbabwe Sports Club, so that the players are yes, and they are accustomed to the conditions. You might think it's a silly excuse, but trust me, it's your first time walking in to play under floodlights.
Yeah.
You're not used to it. Obviously, the lights are going to...
Like even the system will tell you, "Enda unurara."
Exactly. So I think these are some of the things so that they can... we practice day-night matches.
Yes.
It's most of these players have not played day-night matches.
Yeah,
For example, Caetano,
Yeah.
it was his first time. So you can't expect now for him to work miracles.
All right.
He first has to adapt to the scenario, to adapt to the conditions.
Okay.
So I think ZC should work on installing floodlights
Floodlights.
so that we don't have excuses now.
Okay.
Because we will find excuses for these players. I remember they were playing under floodlights.
Yeah, of course, it's a genuine excuse,
I'm
yeah.
saying consistency is key, the confidence is key,
Yeah.
but also enable the players to play with confidence and consistency by providing them with necessary tools
Yeah.
so that we don't find excuses for them.
Okay. So coming back to Zimbabwe, which local teams do you support? You, Marvin, and Willow.
Well,
Yes.
of course, I support Tuskers.
So talking about youngsters in Zim, I think the recent match that they had against Ireland, which they won, it actually gave us some hope that maybe our youngsters can do something better. Do you still think there is hope for them, maybe to play even for the Chevrons, or maybe as under 19s, there's nothing much they can do?
No, we were impressed by our youngsters. But I'll tell you one thing: we will not accept mediocrity.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of room for improvement.
Yeah.
It's okay. They won against Ireland, but contrary to popular belief, Ireland is not a cricketing powerhouse.
No, it is.
No, we're supposed to be beating them. They
Okay.
recently got their ODI status. These are the teams that we're supposed to be beating.
Okay.
Right now, we're supposed to be competing against the Pakistans,
Yeah.
the West Indies,
Yeah,
the
I know.
Australians. But also
Exclusively
coming
South
back
Africa.
to your question, saying, do we believe that they will make it to the national team or play for the Chevrons?
Yes.
Yes, I think there are one or two players that will make it to the national team.
Yeah.
Or that, for example, there is Emmanuel Bauer,
Yeah.
the captain.
The captain.
He's a batting all-rounder, and he's gone to 2 tournaments so far, and has scored centuries in both tournaments. He's actually a ferocious batter. He's good. That one is, you have to watch out for that one. Then there is the Mavuku bred Falau. What's his first name?
Alex Falau.
Alex Falau. No, that one, I tell you, if we are to nurture him, he's interesting. He might not have the wheels, the speed, but he's got different good variations. If we are to be proper with him, invest in him, I'm telling you, we have one big gem.
Now I have this special question for you. We are now in the Women's Month, right? So we all know,
I know. The girl child.
The girl child. So
We
can
love
talk,
our girl child,
Yes, giving a reference to Mary Adam Sonda, who was actually someone who won an award in 2021 ICC Women Cricket in the month of October. Why is it that you guys don't support women cricket or ladies cricket the same way you do with the boys?
Point
What
of
exactly?
point
We
of
need to
correction.
correct you.
No.
Yeah.
Respectfully,
Yes.
we support all forms of cricket.
But you don't fill up stadiums to that extent.
We can explain
Yeah.
why that phenomenon occasionally happens.
Yes. Okay.
If you're going to ask the administrators, usually there is a small section of fans that comes to all matches in Zimbabwe. It's obviously the famous Castle Corner.
Okay.
We are the custodians.
We're
of
the
corner.
custodians of the corner, right?
Yes.
There's the famous Castle Corner. We are at every match. But unfortunately, with the rest of the fans, when it comes to women's sport, it's not only a phenomena that is peculiar to Zimbabwe, it's or cricket. It's a phenomena that is peculiar with all sports.
All sports, yeah.
But I would like to think that it comes down to marketing of the game. It goes back to marketing. The way the men's game is marketed versus the women's side marketing, two different things.
I hear all your issues right now. You know, it has been an amazing time with Willow and Marvins, who were my fans of the week, as they were talking about the issues of cricket. Marvin and Willow, thank you so much.
My name is Marvin Luva Kwaramba. I live cricket. I breathe cricket. Cricket is in my blood. I'm a fan of Africa.
Thank you so much for watching Fans of Africa, where we celebrate sports by giving fans a voice. Till we meet again next time, my name is Christian Koramba. Be kind to one another. I'm out.